Thank you. Okay. Hanukah Sameach, everybody.
Is on. Is on.
No, Bnei Noach do not have the mitzvah of Milah. Esav was not Bnei Noach. Right? Esav, Gemara says, is what? Yisrael Mumarhu. Esav was born, he was from Zerah Avram. It's not the same as Ishmael, who was, first of all, Ishmael was born before the mitzvah of Milah. That's number one. Number two, was from a different mother. It was, as we say, it's not Mekorot Kadosh, but Esav was the same father, the same womb, the same time as Yaakov. Esav really was born. The Jewish, there's a long piece by Rav Naftali Trapp, if you want to see, what do we call Jewish? From the time of Avram till the time of Moshe, what were they? Jewish, Bnei Avram. That's an interesting thing. They had mitzvah, they had some mitzvah. It's a very interesting status what they had. Bnei Noach, not Bnei Noach. Obviously, we have the Mishnah Lemelech who says in Parashat Derachim, who says that Chavruta Mishnah Lemelech, that was the machloket of Yosef and his brothers, whether they still have the halacha of Ben Noach or they do not have the chumrut of Ben Noach. That was the machloket between Yosef and the brothers. Yosef held they should be machmer. The brothers held no, they don't have to keep the halachot of Ben Noach. They only keep the halachot of being Jew. Okay, good. Right? Milah for sure they were chayav. Milah was a specific command. There is no question about Milah. Right? So Esav regarding Berit Milah, that's what I was talking about. So Esav regarding Berit Milah, in the beginning they were afraid because he was very red. Right? So they were afraid that he was a homophiliac. Now homophiliacs were real sakana. Nowadays we have medicine for people who are homophiliac. But Gemara brings down the case, it's also to do Berit Milah on a homophiliac. He could die. You do surgery on them. They could have internal or external bleeding, and they could die. So it's a konan nefashos. So they were worried that he's a homophiliac when he was a child. As he grew up, and they saw that he's not, so they wanted to do Beit Milah, but he was too old already. He didn't let them. As a teenager, he never let them.
That's not
so. At any rate, he was not mild. If you have heard something, what you heard probably, Rambam Paskins, that Bnei Keturah, the 6 children Avraham Avinu had after Yitzchak, they are obligated to do Berit Milah. They are obligated to do Berit Milah because Hashem told Avraham, you and your... He was 99 years old. He said, you and your offspring, you and your children should do Berit Milah. So any offspring he had after that, first one was Yitzchak, then sometimes later he had another 6.
Far East?
What? So they went to Far East.
8.
Says Rambam 6. Says Rambam. However, nowadays they got mixed together with Bnei Ishmael. Bnei Keturah are mixed together with Bnei Ishmael. So nobody is clear of their ancestry or their genealogy anymore. So therefore there is no mitzvah. Every one of them is Batel Berov. Every one is Amai B'nai. What is every single person, every single human being, non-Jewish human being? What is the chance I'm B'nai Bekitura? Small chance. Every one of them has a mi'ut chances. Every one of them has mi'ut chances. The same reason nowadays we don't have the prohibitions against Mitzri and Edomi and Ammoni and Moavi, because every single non-Jew that comes and converts, do I have to apply the laws of Mitzri? Well, we don't know. Everybody's got mixed. We don't know who are the ancient Egyptians anymore. Now they got mixed together with Arabs, etc. No, we have halacha of rov. What is the chance every single human being? What is the chance that he's Mitzri or Edomi or Ammoni or Moavi? Each one of them is a very, very minute chance on every single person. So we don't have to. Gemara in Sotah brings down. What's the halacha? What's the halacha of Ammoni? What's the halacha of Edomi? The Gemara says that if the Torah says if they become Jewish up to 3 generations, they may not marry Kehal Hashem. They may not. So that means if a Edomi or Mitzri came and became Jewish, he says, I want to become Jewish. So the first thing is we try to discourage him like any other non-Jew. We see that he's really, really committed, genuine about wanting Torah. Okay, you want to become Jewish, but there is, regarding you, there is one more halacha. Once you become Jewish, you cannot marry a Jew. You have to marry only converts. Converts. You could only marry converts. So then, the third generation could marry regular Jews. So says Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda was a Talmid of Rabbi Akiva. Says, Chaver hayali v'talmid Rabbi Akiva. I had a colleague, a friend, a rabbi, right, who was a Ger Edomi. He was a Ger Edomi. He was from the country Edom. He had come and he had converted. So he said, Mitzri. He was Mitzri, I'm sorry. He was a Mitzri. He was Egyptian. So he said, Ani Mitzri Rishon. I made sure I married a convert. So now my son is Mitzri Sheni. So he's talking to his friend Rabbi Yehuda. He himself is a Talmud Chacham. They are both colleagues, students of Rabbi Akiva. So he says, I'll make sure, and I'm looking for shidduchim for my son to find a Mitzri Sheni.
My grandson.
My son. To find a Mitzri Sheni. Why? Because if it's Mitzri Sheni, then together their child could marry any Jew. But if my son marries a Mitzri Rishon, it's back to square two, I should say. Right? So it's again, their child is going to be generation 2.
Waiting for...
right? So he said, I'm going to make sure. So that's what he told Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda repeats that in his name. Then Rabbi Akiva hears, says, don't you worry. He says, you married a Mitzri, Kol hakavod, mazal tov, you didn't have to. You could have married a Jew. He said, what do you mean? Torah says. Lo tavo Mitzri v'kel Hashem ad shalosh dorot. He says, Kiwar bas Sancheriv u'bilbil et ha'olam. You're from the country Mitzrayim. Who says you're from nation Mitzrayim? It used to be the countries were 90, 95, whatever. It stayed the same till Sancheriv came, and we know Sancheriv, he ruled over, he captured, subjected almost all of Middle East, Asia Minor, and parts of Europe. So he relocation. He had major relocation plans.
Why did you do that?
Yeah. Why did he do that? So the Gemara says, because people when they are in their own land, they feel stronger. They feel empowered. Right? They feel empowered. But if they're all around,
just like Yosef did.
That's right. But Yosef had a different reason, so they shouldn't call us refugees.
Right, exactly.
Because they said, Bnei Israel are going to come, so you're a refugee, you have an accent. Everybody's a refugee, everybody's got an accent.
Is what Yosef did, that's why we are in Galut?
No, Yosef did that to Egyptians.
I know, but because of his act, and also we could be in Galut.
That's the Chazal don't say that, I don't know.
جناب اگه پیدا نمیشد
What?
پسر اون میخواست یک مثل بگیر که بشه جنریشن دوم میبایستی با یک کسی
برو دیگه ازدواج کنه.
ها؟
اوکی.
چی میشد؟
با اولی ازدواج.
اوردر میدادن.
حالا جناب ربایی این جنگی که این حالا هشم کرده یا ما کردیم ما بردیم یا هشم برده اونا چی what gain out of that?
Which war? What are you talking about?
جنگ هشمونایی و جشن هنوکا و این what gain out of that?
Yeah.
یعنی چیه؟
We elevate ourselves.
یا هشم برده یا ما
I'll be very quick. What you're asking is long. See, you have to know one thing. What is the concept of Hanukah? He's asking a wonderful question. So there was a war. There were many, many, many wars. Many wars in our history. We don't have holidays commemorating, We don't have that. And what did it do? Now I tell you one more thing. Was the war over by Hanukah?
No way.
How do you know?
هنوزم همین
No. That war. Neither was the the war between the Greeks and Jews. Was it over by Hanukah?
No. The temple was destroyed afterwards.
No, that was 200 years later. That was the Romans. That was a different story. That was a different story. The war between the Hashmonaim and the Greeks, I think it took 14 years. They fought 3 years to liberate Bet HaMikdash. They liberated Bet HaMikdash. They slowly advanced, capturing city town by town. They liberated Bet HaMikdash. The Nes of Hanukah happened. That's when the holiday was instituted. They were midst war for another 11 years. Another 11 years, Hashmonaim, they fought with the Greeks. By the end of the war, after those 14 years, of the 5 brothers, 4 of them had been killed in war. Only Shimon remained alive. So, not only your question is a very good question, we are not even celebrating the victory at war. We are celebrating a small victory.
A battle.
Not a small, a battle, that's right. Not a small. We are celebrating a reclaiming of. So obviously it's not the war, but it's the message. The message that was given through the Nes of Hanukah to the Am Yisrael by Hashem. This is again the era of second Bet HaMikdash. So we didn't have Nevi'im, we didn't have Urim Vetumim. So it's more like our time. It's more like our time. Hashem has to speak to us through events. So that's why Hanukah was very, very important. Hashem showed us where everything is standing. And what you have to realize was that the Greek culture took over the world at that time. And believe it or not, we still live in a Greek world. The world is Greek. Our world, me and you, we live in a Greek world. We live in a Greek world. The world before the Greeks, everybody believed, and now whatever you want to call it, they believed in a world that has a physical realm and you want to call it metaphysical, you want to call it paranormal, right? Another realm that is not physical. Call it spiritual. Now, that realm didn't make him all tzaddikim, but that recognition at least gave a people an easier understanding of dealing with the reality that all Jewish religion is based on, that there's a dichotomy in a human being. We have a spiritual side, we have a physical side. We need to worry about both of them. We need to worry about the health. And the Greeks denied that. The Ramban, if you read readings of Ramban Mekubalim, he says it again and again. The Greeks, they destroyed the world of that notion which the world shared with Judaism. Now, that's right. Regardless of whether it's tzaddikim, we were talking about full Rishaim even, but they believed and they dealt it. I mean, just try to imagine. Moshe Rabbeinu goes to Mitzrayim, right? He does a nes. He turns his stick into a snake. So Pharaoh starts laughing. He says, "What, are you kidding me?" He calls 6-year-olds, right? My son is in first grade. He's already 7. 6-year-olds are pre-1A. Any of you have pre-1A in your family? And my son is this high. So we're talking about little children. Don't think 6-year-olds are bar mitzvahs. 6-year-olds. He says they all turn the sticks into snakes. So the point was Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm not doing black magic. So there was a way of showing that it was not black magic, it was something else. That's what eventually impressed them, but magic itself. Imagine what type of a people, what a knowledge they had that their 6-year-olds were well versed enough to manipulate, if you will, the metaphysical powers, energies, to turn. They had a full mastery over it. Not only were they aware of it, they manipulated, just like we know, oh, this is paper. This will burn. That's metal. Metal will melt. So because I know metal will melt and paper will burn, I make different things with different things. I know how to manipulate them. I know how to work with metal. I know how to work with paper. The natural order of this physical world, we manipulate it, we work with it. They manipulated and worked with the paranormal, metaphysical, whatever you want to call it, world. they believed in it. Now, once you have that belief, obviously it still made them Rashaim. They went to the what we call the impure side, but at least you're living within the same, if I could talk, the same radar, it's the same speak, same language as what Torah is. Now, the Greeks denied that. The Greek philosophy, the Greek culture is anything I cannot touch doesn't exist. Anything I cannot, measure with my physical senses. We still live in that world. Me and you live in that world. Me and you, we live in that world. That's why, Greeks, wherever they went, they went so much for destruction. They destroyed Eretz Israel. They didn't destroy at all because we know the story of Kohen Gadol. When the story of Hanukah happened after Alexander the Great. I don't remember how many years exactly, but I think it's around half a century or so after Alexander the Great. So Alexander the Great did subject the land, Eretz Israel. They were considered sort of a colony. They pay taxes, etc. But they were Alexander. He let them be. He let them be because of this story. Now that's recorded in the outside, the non-Jewish history. But Midrash also says when he saw the Kohen Gadol, says he was sent to my dreams all the time and helped me with planning my wars and my victories, etc. So now it goes time. Now the Greeks are ruling in Eretz Israel. They have no problem if you remain Jews, quote unquote, as long as it's a Greek Jew, right? It's a Greek Jew, what the Gemara calls mityavnim. You had Yevanim and you have mityavnim. You don't have to be Greeks, but be a Greek Jew. We have no problem with all your mitzvot except 3. Keep 610, not 613. No Rosh Chodesh, no Brit Milah, no Shabbat.
Cool.
Why? Because you want every religion, these are all, religion is like a cultural thing. But the concept that Torah has, of Rosh Chodesh. Rosh Chodesh means time is time is ongoing. No. We have the power to make a certain day to have holy and spiritual ramifications. That's Shabbat and Rosh Chodesh. They cannot stand that. And Brit Milah, obviously. Brit Milah, why do you mutilate yourself? Because that's a Brit, that's a covenant, that's an agreement to a higher power. Those are against everything Greek stands for. We could stand with your culture, but the way you want it, that the Greeks could not tolerate. They could not tolerate it, and that's why they made these, of all the Taryag mitzvot, everything else is fine. These 3 you cannot keep. Why? Because that kept alive, that idea, what the Greeks cannot tolerate. And that was the whole war of Hashmonaim. That was the whole, and believe me, right, we still live in that world. Not only that, the Jews then, they took over the world. There was a lot of Jews also who were mityavnim. Hashmonaim realized what they're trying to do will gut the whole Judaism out. It will become a shell of what it means to me. That's why Hanukah is so important. That's why also Hanukah is the very last holiday that was added to our calendar. It's the challenge of our times. Bar none, this is it. So now, that's right. So that's why, really, the candles, that was, okay, so candles lighted 8 days. That's not, Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Shmuel Kohen Gadol, they le'olam, one of the candles never went out. Year to year it would stand. 8 days was not such a unheard of. It was a very small miracle compared to what they expected usually. The candles did stay lit, miraculously. So what was the big deal? The big deal was they saw a message from Hashem that, hey, you're right. You are right to stand up. You're right to reject this philosophy, and I'm here with you. And that's why, by the way, it was done in light, I think. Miracle could have happened a lot of ways. The point was not only the light. The point was a reaffirmment of where we and Hashem stand. So why was it in light? Because that is exactly what the Greeks fought against. Was it? the Aristotle, if I'm not mistaken, he believes energy not to be physical. The Torah, the Kubalim understand that energy is also physical. Now with Einstein's matter versus energy, they're interchangeable. We know it is physical, but it's the point is it's the closest thing to the spiritual realm. We cannot imagine a spirituality. It's just impossible. Our mind cannot imagine anything we haven't experienced with our five senses. Our five senses only experience the physical world, not the spiritual. So that's why Mekubalim always tell us anything they speak about is allegory. It's a mashal. Right? The pasuk says, and Midrash says, Malachim are made out of fire. They're not made out of fire. What are they made out of fire? They're not made out of fire, not the fire that we know. So why do you say fire? Because what else is it going to say? We have no name, no way of describing, no way of imagining spiritual thing. The point is, the closest thing that we could imagine to the spiritual realm is energy, is light. It's not light as we know this light. But light is the closest physical thing to the spiritual. It has very, it has a spiritual-like qualities, even though it's not. Right? Torah says energy is physical. But it's used always as the mashal for us to understand it, because it's the closest thing we could use as an allegory. So that's why the miracle was in lights. The miracle showed them, yes, this fight you're having against the Greek culture, that I'm standing by. That was Hashem. The fact that he stayed 8 days, that in itself was not the message in it. That I'm with you. That I'm with you. That message. That's why Hanukah is so important. It's not, okay, they fought and they said. It's a message that he is with us regardless of what the world denies, our Torah, what Torah teaches us.
وقتی که اگه تمام دنیا